Recently, there was a quarterly meeting of the Trademark Public Advisory Committee, or TPAC, held on August 12th. I was able to attend the full meeting virtually, and there's a couple of important updates I wanted to bring to you today in this podcast and video episode. So we heard from officials at the USPTO, and these are the highlights from that meeting. Filings of trademark applications in fiscal year 2023 are down about 7% from last year. That's not unexpected because trademark filings mirror the economy as a whole, and we had record number of filings just a few years ago. So things are still softening from that. But it does mean that the revenue has not kept pace with the projections from the USPTO. And probably related to that, the USPTO is working on proposals for increasing and changing a whole package of trademark filing fees. Look for the notice of proposed rulemaking on that. According to the USPTO, late winter or early spring, there'll be a comment period before the final rule is made and goes into effect. Filing levels are still at relative highs, meaning that things are still taking a long time, really longer than ever before at the USPTO, which also means the USPTO is continuing to hire more and more employees and especially trademark examiners. They do believe that this pendency number, which is currently about 9.5 months from the time when an application is filed on average until it gets reviewed by an examiner, that pendency is stabilizing, to quote the USPTO. I read that to mean that they are planning that the number will not come down significantly, but probably will be at or around 9.5 months for the foreseeable future. One pretty exciting development during the meeting was a showcase of some screenshots from what the USPTO is calling the new Trademark Center, which is in development and hopefully will be released sometime in the relatively near future. This is a new online application filing system. It's much more user-friendly and intuitive, much needed improvements. One of the key features, in addition to just the better functionality and usability and readability, is the ability to save an application at any step during the drafting of it, which is a major challenge with the current application forms because you can only save them when you get to the very end of the form. The final piece of news from the USPTO was more information about sanctions for improper actions, fraudulent specimen farms, attorneys misusing their name and their license and their filing logins. Over the last few years, the USPTO has really cracked down on this. There's been a huge increase over those last few years using some new tools from the USPTO. And there were some astonishing statistics shown during that TPAC meeting, which added up to more than 20,000 applications and registrations that have been terminated as a result of these sanctions over the last few years. However, we need to still be on the lookout for these types of fraudsters and scams and new ones continuing to evolve, continuing to be a problem for both the USPTO, applicants, and counsel. So those are the key takeaways from the August 2023 TPAC meeting. Stay tuned on all our social media for further developments of upcoming meetings.